Have you ever noticed that one summer as a child felt almost endless? Now, entire years seem to disappear before you have time to notice them. January becomes December. Birthdays arrive faster. The calendar seems to move without asking your permission. It almost feels as though time itself is speeding up. But clocks don't change. The Earth still circles the sun in the same 365 days. A second is still a second. So why does your life seem to accelerate? The strange answer is that your brain does not experience time the way a clock measures it. Your brain builds time from memories, and memories change as you grow older. That simple fact quietly transforms your entire experience of life. Imagine being 5 years old. 1 year represents 20% of everything you have ever lived. That is an enormous piece of your existence. Every birthday feels monumental. Every holiday feels distant. Waiting until Christmas can seem impossible. Now imagine turning 50. 1 year is only 2% of your life. It becomes a much smaller chapter in a much larger book. Some psychologists call this the proportional theory of time. Whether it completely explains the phenomenon remains debated, but it captures an important intuition. Each new year occupies a smaller fraction of your lifetime. Your brain naturally compares new experiences with everything that came before. But mathematics is only part of the story. Memory plays an even bigger role. Think about your first day at school. You probably remember surprising details: the classroom, the smell, the teacher, the excitement, perhaps even the fear. Now think about your commute to work 3 weeks ago, or what you ate for lunch on an ordinary Tuesday. Most people cannot remember, not because those days never happened, but because nothing new happened. Your brain is incredibly selective. It stores novelty. It compresses routine. Neuroscientists believe the hippocampus helps transform important experiences into long-term memories. New experiences create richer memory traces. Routine experiences blend together. Imagine recording every day with a camera. When you replay the footage, every unique event stands out. The repetitive days begin looking almost identical. Your brain edits life in much the same way. Novel experiences receive entire chapters. Routine days become short summaries. That creates an illusion. When you look backward, periods filled with new experiences appear longer. Periods filled with repetition seem surprisingly short. That is why childhood often feels enormous. Almost everything is new. The first bicycle, the first sleepover, the first pet, the first holiday abroad, the first broken bone, the first day at secondary school. Your brain is constantly learning. Every week introduces unfamiliar people, places, and ideas. The world feels endlessly detailed. As adults, many of those firsts disappear. We wake up, drive the same roads, work the same job, talk to the same people, watch the same shows, go to sleep. Tomorrow often looks remarkably similar. Your brain becomes efficient. It stops recording every tiny detail. Instead, it saves only what seems different. Have you ever driven somewhere and barely remembered the journey? Psychologists sometimes call this automatic processing. Your brain is handling familiar tasks with very little conscious effort. That efficiency is incredibly useful. Without it, daily life would be exhausting, but it comes with an unexpected cost. Less attention often creates fewer memories, and fewer memories make time appear shorter. Researchers such as David Eagleman have explored how attention changes our perception of time. During unexpected or emotionally intense moments, the brain records far more information. Looking back later, those moments seem longer than they actually lasted. That explains why accidents sometimes appear to happen in slow motion. Your brain isn't slowing time, it is recording more detail. More information creates the feeling of extra time. The opposite happens during routine. Fewer details, fewer memories. Time seems to vanish. But there is another surprising factor. The older you become, the more your brain predicts what will happen next. Prediction saves energy. If you have eaten breakfast thousands of times, your brain no longer needs to examine every bite. If you have walked through the same neighborhood for years, your brain fills in much of the information automatically. You are not seeing less, you are noticing less. Curiosity quietly fades into expectation. That is why traveling somewhere completely unfamiliar often makes time feel slower again. Everything demands attention. New languages, new streets, new smells, new faces. Your brain returns to learning mode. Suddenly, 1 week abroad feels packed with memories. Months later, you can still picture tiny details: the color of a market stall, the sound of distant music, the taste of unfamiliar food. Novelty stretches memory. Routine compresses it. Psychologist William James wrote that life seems rich in retrospect when it is filled with varied experiences. Modern research continues to support that basic idea. Memory shapes the feeling of time, not just the passing of it. Does that mean getting older automatically makes life feel shorter? Fortunately, no, because the brain continues responding to novelty at every age. Learning a language, starting a new hobby, taking a different route home, meeting new people, reading outside your usual interests. Even small changes create fresh memories. Fresh memories make life feel fuller. Perhaps the greatest secret is that slowing time has very little to do with the clock. It has everything to do with attention. Children notice everything because almost everything is new. Adults often stop noticing because they believe they have seen it all before. But the world never actually became ordinary, only familiar. Perhaps time is not speeding up at all. Perhaps your brain is simply becoming better at editing the story. And maybe the real way to slow life down is not to chase more hours, but to fill the hours you already have with things worth remembering. Because one day, the years behind you will not be measured by calendars, they will be measured by memories. The world is full of questions waiting to be answered. If you enjoyed today's journey, give this video a like and subscribe to What Made Us so you never miss a new exploration. Leave your biggest why or what if question in the comments. It could become a future episode. Until next time, stay curious.